Welcome to Contra Costa Confidential, the podcast that takes you behind the gates and into the hearts of the Contra Costa Country Club community. I'm JD McCormick, owner of Pan Coast Pizza, member of the Contra Costa Country Club since 2016, and a member of the board.
And I'm Brett Thomas, another Contra Costa member here since 2023. Also an entrepreneur, own a baseball facility down in San Ramon. And whether you're talking about golf mastery, sharing the lore of our historic course, or sitting down at the chef's table, we're here to give you an insider's look at the lifestyle and the legends that make this club home. Welcome to Contra Costa Confidential. We are back. Pretty exciting guest today,
Yeah.
JD.
I'm stoked.
Carl Campos, Contra Costa legend, another just incredible storyteller.
The stories that guy can tell, and also coupled with the fact that he knows where the bodies are, and maybe he put them there, that it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, if you're at the bar and Carl's sitting in that same spot he's always sitting in, and you don't snuggle up there every once in a while, you're missing out. Seriously.
Absolutely.
He's telling stories for days.
Going from Cassius, former president, everything that the club does from an architecture and project standpoint, he's got his fingerprints on. He generously devotes his time to the club, and you can tell the guy cares. And he loves golf, and he loves the membership here, and he's just a great guy. Massive hands, too.
Big old hands, dude. That handshake, like, engulfs my hand.
Oh,
it's insane. Yeah.
Big, solid hands. Like, I can see why he got the nickname Cassius, right? Like, no shit one punch with those things.
Exactly.
Damn. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. That will be really fun.
No, it's going to be great.
Conversation. It'll be good. So let's jump into it.
Let's rip.
Let's go. All right, we're here with Carl Campos, legend. You might know him as the Contra Costa Kid. There's a couple other great nicknames that he has, but Carl, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
Really excited to have you here today. Tell us a little bit about your background, your origin story. Where does the legend of Carl Campos come from?
I was born and raised in El Paso, Texas, one of 6 kids, and it was a small West Texas town. We had one television station on the top of Mount Franklin, which came down right down to where the Rio Grande River met. And Juarez, Mexico was across the border about 5 minutes, 10 minutes from my house. And grew up there. It was a small town, and black and white TV. Claim to fame for El Paso was Texas Western College. There was a coach there named, it was Don Haskins, and he took the college basketball team. There was nothing to do in El Paso, so everybody went to Texas Western College to the ball games. And we're there one day in the early 60s, and all of a sudden on the court, all these black guys come out on the court. So El Paso was a segregated city, and so these black guys came out on the court, and the place just got silent. I mean, we're all sitting there going, what the heck, silent? And halfway through the game, everybody was cheering like you could not believe, because Big Daddy Latin was dunking the ball. We'd never seen that before. Willie Worsley, 5'8", dunking the ball. Bobby Joe Hill dribbling the ball behind his back, coming down racing full speed. So Nate Archibald was on the team. Phil Harris was on the team. And never forget that, because we're a small college town. And so we won so many games, we went to the NCAA championships and beat Duke in the championship.
Wow.
And the coach, Pat Riley, here we are. Ted Bender was our weatherman and did El Paso Today. We had one television station. So he took over the sports broadcasting. So he goes down there, and he's just an announcer on TV. So Bobby Joe Hill is guarding Pat Riley, bringing the ball in. This is the first game of the NCAA championships. And Bobby Joe Hill steals the ball from Pat Riley, makes a layup. The place is stunned. Next thing happens is Bobby Joe Hill steals the ball the second time from him, makes the layup. And then the camera goes over to the coach's face, and he goes like that. No, let him bring the ball down. So we won that game. We won the national championship, and I got to escort Nate Archibald, guys around our high school, getting autographs and stuff. Pretty cool. So that was the claim to fame. All of a sudden, we were called no longer Texas Western College. They called it University of Texas El Paso.
Okay, I was wondering if that was
college.
Yeah,
College of the Mines. There was a big mining deal there. Smelter Town was there. We had the largest smokestack in the world. The yellow sulfur dioxide would come over the town. Nobody could breathe. We're out there in football practice and stuff. Old times, man.
There's nothing like sports to bring everybody together. Am I right?
Yep.
That's right. I mean,
Yeah.
what a story. He saw desegregation firsthand on the basketball court.
It's
No.
insane.
Yeah, it was so cool. It was like silent. And then all of a sudden they were the heroes of the town. It was really cool.
So cool.
And then Paul Roof was the coach of Duke. He integrated the team. Took him a couple of years, and that integrated college basketball. It's very rare to see a black guy on the teams. So it was pretty cool.
That is really cool. So how'd you get out west here?
I came out to Rio Hondo Junior College to play baseball.
He's baseball.
Played baseball.
Baseball's the universal game.
Yeah, it's
Rio
a great
Hondo had a
game.
really good baseball program.
Yeah, we did, and that was a great story. I lasted a year playing baseball there. I was the guys that went out to high school when they got a scholarship to go play ball. They would go to like Ranger Junior College in Texas. It's like nearby. They'd come back, be pumping gas on Montana Street, no problem after a year. And so one of the guys, never forget, Jerry Martinez says, "Carl, don't stay around here. Go far away. You'll be famous." So I accepted the deal, 1 year offer to go to Rio Hondo Junior College, and this is in Whittier. I lived with my aunt and uncle there. It was pretty cool, but I wasn't that good. LA, big city, millions of people. And the guys that didn't get to the 4A schools all went to junior colleges, and they were really good. And so I remember this one guy, we had our first practice game, and I had my burr haircut, and everybody had long hair. You know, I was coming out of West Texas.
Sure.
So we had our first ball game, and this guy, Dewey was his name. He comes in with his surfboard on his wagon, and he's dressed in his clothes. He hadn't had his uniform, no shoes. Big black guy in the dugout says, "Give him his uniform." So Dewey puts on this big baggy uniform, shoes so big they curled up like elf toes on him. He goes up on the mound for 3 innings and throws the ball 95 miles an hour, strikes everybody out. I followed. I get up on the mound and I start warming up, and all of a sudden the other team just gets off their bench, comes to the screen, and stands up and watches it. I was there for about 2.5 innings, gave up 6 runs, and didn't have a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. I had some pretty good junk.
Yeah.
But at that level, everybody can hit a curveball. In high school, nobody can. Very few people can, but everybody can hit a curveball, a drop, sinker. So it went on for about 6 months, and then I decided I better get an education. That was it.
Always a good idea.
Yeah, always a good idea.
And so how did you get into being an architect?
Great question. I had 6-period varsity sports in high school, and I played every sport, the lettered and everything, football, baseball, everything. But at 6th period, there was a drafting class for architecture. And I used to go by the window of the class and look at all the cool stuff people were doing. I liked to sketch and draw as a kid. I never could take the drafting class. So I remember when I came out to go to school, my uncle, I told him I want to be an architect. He says, "No, don't do that. Be an engineer. Architecture, a dime a dozen." So I remember signing up for my school, my first year at Rio Hondo. And I'm with my aunt. She's a really great gal. And I signed up for all the engineering classes. And I'm about 4 people from getting in line. I said, "Aunt Vi, I don't want to do this." She looked up and she says, "Carl, your uncle's not going to be happy about this. I'm going to sign up for architecture." So I took all these shade and shadow classes and art classes and stuff. And I kept home that night. He laid into me big time. But he was cool. He said, "Oh, man." But I had to do what I wanted to do, right? So I get in this drafting class, and I guess I had some talent. So the teacher of the class called up. Don Cornelison was a counselor at the school, and he said, "These 4 guys, you need to take up to Cal Poly. There's a school of architecture. I think They got what it takes." So we get in his station wagon. We drive up to Cal Poly. We get the tour, and it's cool. There's 8,000 students there and 3 girls. Oh, the engineering architecture school. But so we ended up going up there, and I fill out my application form. About a month later, I get my letter that says, "You're not accepted." Just crushed. But they were only taking in those days junior college 2-year transfers and Vietnam vets. So I go down and talk to Cornelius, and he says, "We're not giving up." So the other 3 guys gave up. Huh? I drove up to college a month later with him, and we found out that there was a new major coming in called environmental engineering. And so I filled out my application again, not to the School of Architecture, to environmental engineering. And I got accepted because it was a new major. There was only 16 kids in the class. Nobody knew what it was. Environmental engineering in the late 60s now. It's non-existent. So I got accepted. I'll never forget, because I'm there. I show up first day of school and the professor's there and he's looking around the class and he goes, "How many of you signed up for my class? Because you know that the School of Architecture is going to flunk out 50% of everybody in the graduates so you can get into School of Architecture." And these guys raise their hand. I got my hand down, quiet, street smart. And he says, "Okay, you guys over here, you're signing up for 18 units, full program. And if you make it, you'll be lucky. The rest of you, just do your deal." So I signed up for my 14 units. And 10 weeks go by, first quarter goes by, everybody flunks out of School of Architecture, and I got right into the School of Architecture.
Well, that's great.
Yeah, so the guy, there's an example of a junior college counselor who cared. He did his job, and I owe my career to that guy. Pretty cool.
That's amazing.
Who got the 3 girls, though? That's what I want to know.
I tell you what, man, I lived on Frederick Street there with a bunch of guys in a home and a house. And there were 4 girls in an apartment across the street. And I promise you, there were cars and people lined up down the street to ask them out for dates. And so the high school counselors figured it out. If you were a girl in high school and you were having trouble getting a date, they signed them up to go to Cal Poly. It was cool. And now I understand it's mostly girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's huge. There was only 8,000 students in those days.
Cal Poly is ridiculously difficult to get into these days.
Oh, no. Yeah, it's impossible.
Yeah, it's absurd.
I don't know how the kids are doing it.
And I'm when I went there, it was $8 a unit. It was really cool. It was a state-supported school. It cost me nothing to go there.
Yeah.
I graduated and got my 5-year accredited degree. And that's another story. When I was in high school, I used to go down to the field house to lift weights with all my coaches' classes. I hardly ever went to school. Be down there lifting weights, da-da-da-da. So I'll never forget, I'm in high school, and my buddies are all being called out of class. Am I talking too much?
No.
My buddies are all being called out of class. And so lunchtime comes, and I go, "Where are you guys going?" They go, "Oh, we're signing up for the SAT, Scholastic Aptitude Test, for college." And I said, "Really?" Right before the bell rings, 2:30 comes along, and I'm still sitting in there with all these guys that could barely speak English in class. And I'm going, there's a problem here. So it was a 4-story high school. It's on the National Register of Historic Places, Great High School. So I go downstairs to see Ms. Gramley, the counselor. I said, "Ms. Gramley, all my friends called out to go to take the SAT, and did you forget me?" She takes these, she has purple hair and diamond horn-rimmed glasses, and they drop down on her chain. She looks at me, she says, "Oh, Carl, no, Carl, you're not going to college." I go, "What?" She says, "Carl, you go down, you think I don't know what's going on? You go down to the field house, lift weights half the day. You have all the girlfriends and stuff. You live in large here, but there's no way you could pass the Scholastic Aptitude Test." And I felt like somebody hit me in the face with a 2x4. It was like a shock. Finally realized I was fooling around in high school for 4 years, and I was living large. And the counselor called me on it. So I said, "No, Miss Gramley, you got to sign me up." She says, "Oh, you won't make it." I said, "Miss Gramley, please sign me up." So sign me up. I barely passed it. It was like I got a 963 and like 950 was the cutoff, and so I barely passed it. But I ended up when I got into college, I had to learn how to study. I never studied before in my life. It was a wake-up call for me. I ended up graduating the top 2% of my class out of architecture, so I'm not stupid.
Yeah.
I fooled around for most of my early days.
So when did golf come into the life?
That's a good story. I was a member of Big C Athletic Club, and a guy invited me to the Big C Athletic Club tournament out of Discovery Bay. And I never played golf. So I started hitting the ball, and I was a baseball player, right? So put hand-eye coordination. I started hitting the ball pretty good. Had a big booming slice or straight or whatever. And I got in a sand trap. Nobody could get out of the sand trap. I got in, popped it out, put it 2 feet from the pin. We ended up doing really well in the tournament. The guy goes, "Man," says, "you should take up golf." And I was thinking about it. I was over Big C Athletic Club in Concord. I'd go to work out 6 days a week, and I was tired. Golf was fun. I was in the shower one day, and I said, "I'm going to quit. I'm going to go take up golf." That was it. I took up golf and been passionate about it ever since.
Where did you start?
I played munis and stuff.
Yeah.
I learned how to play golf at Oakhurst, Boundary Oak, and yeah.
Oakhurst is hard, man.
Yeah. That's where I learned how to play golf.
Carl, we appreciate you coming on today. Yeah. It was great to talk with you. We might have to do part 2.
Very much
in
so. Yeah.
less noisy place, but maybe we'll light up some cigars. The first time I met Carl, I played in the member guest, my first member guest, and I got matched with Carl, and he pulls out these great cigars, and he's just like, "Here, have one." And I'm like, "All right, this is great." Like, Carl's my new best friend. Like, he loves good cigars, loves scotch. Like, he's a great guy.
We always know where to find Carl.
That's right. The Contra Costa kid.
Oh, thank you so much for coming.
All right, dude, how awesome was Carl?
Unbelievable.
Carl, I mean, so amazing.
So incredible stories.
Dude, and then, just growing up in Texas, the dynamics of racial integration, the stories of basketball, and like seeing the history be made on the court and see these future NBA stars playing, like UTEP.
Just honestly, I never here on Contra Costa Confidential,
Yeah. Man, that was amazing. And, talking about the DVC, the member guest, that was good. Good to hear.
Very good. Excited that's coming up.
Yep.
Obviously, if you haven't signed up, you're not in. So I can't give you like a warning on that. But yeah, no, we're excited for that. There's a couple of cool events coming up. There's a tequila tasting on the 8th of May.
Hell yeah.
Should be good. Mother's Day brunch is always a good one.
Show mom you love her. Take
Absolutely.
her to brunch.
And we're starting to get to summertime. The pool's opening up Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah.
So it's starting to get that time of year. Sun's coming out. So we got a lot to look forward to.
Absolutely. And we get a new batch of fresh college interns coming in to help out, which is good. I've met a couple of them. They're good talent. They're good people to have around. So, of course, it's going to be really busy over the next couple of months. So I'm excited.
I'm pumped.
Yeah. All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. And as this plane lands on my head, we'll hopefully, if I survive that accident, we'll see you on the next podcast. Thank you for watching and listening, and we'll see you guys out on the course. That's a wrap for this episode of Contra Costa Confidential. We hope you enjoyed the look at the stories and the strategy behind our club life. Until next time, we'll see you on the links, or we'll see you in the clubhouse.
Be sure to stay connected by subscribing to the show. You can find full episodes on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube, and follow the club's Instagram feed for excerpts and highlights. And as always, keep an eye on the weekly approach for the latest news from the pro shop and beyond. And remember, what happens at Contra Costa definitely does not stay at Contra Costa.